Let's go live to Caracas, Venezuela, where Jorge Rodriguez, the President of the National Assembly, is offering statement at this moment. Let's listen.
It's a proposal that arises from the Constitutional Board for consultation and to be addressed for the parties and the communal councils, cultural groups, universities, faculty of law, and others. The Legislative Commission presided by Carlos Martinez has made a broad development of all the legal documents of our legislation to address the electoral events and political participation for organic laws, organic law of electoral power, organic law of electoral processes, organic law of the Supreme Court of Justice. Here we address the debate of deciding if the Electoral Board has power, which is nonsense. It is established in the Constitution, and it's a truth that if there is an Electoral Board, it's so the electoral conscience to be carried out in this. In the Supreme Court of Justice, law is establish the functions of each one. So regarding the electoral code, it has to do with the electoral events in Venezuela. Then we have the law of constitutional right and the right of vote, which is a constitutional right. We also have laws that have been left back, especially the law of political parties, public gathering, and mobilizations. It has been talked about certain amendments that are needed in this law, but the law of political parties requires more attention and of the legislator so that we adapt this law to new times and to prevent and stop the attempts of utilization of political tools of the Constitution to attempt against the homeland for carry out violence, murdering, and invasion, etc. And then the mission of the Technical Commission that have been working and addressing the functioning of the political party, the way in which these political parties need to inform the population, the finance of the electoral campaigns are elements addressed by this committee. Since we have advanced in the study of legal instruments that includes the law resolution of the National Electoral Council, the sentence of the Supreme Court of Justice in the electoral room, which is an analysis about the electoral legislation of Venezuela, and it's a guide regarding the amendments of the electoral laws in Venezuela. It's hard work. We have advanced in it, and so we have decided to extend consultations to another sector of the Venezuelan society, and we have elaborated an agenda to start next week with the universities and certain specific groups of citizens and non-governmental organizations, communal councils, communes, and regional parties, as well as municipal parties in the municipalities, the School of Law, and all people who want to take part in the development of the legislative system in Venezuela. I'm going to allow myself to inform about certain news. I will inform you briefly that next week we will carry out a consultation in several sectors of the civical, social, political life in Venezuela, and we also are going to travel this Deputies Commission to several regions of the countries to exchange with these sectors and states and municipalities. Citizens and President of the Republic, Nicolas Maduro, mentioned yesterday that he got a letter of the National Assembly. I want to show it to media and read it. Caracas, October 15, 2024. Citizen Nicolás Maduro Moro, President, Constitutional President of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. President, receive greetings. I'm grateful to address you and extend to you an invitation so that you, as elected candidate on July 8, assist to be sworn in and inaugurate the position of President of the Republic of Venezuela for the constitutional period 2025-2031 on January 10, 2025, in the Federal Legislative Palace, headquarters of the National Assembly, according to what was consecrated in the Article 231 of the Constitution of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, reiterating my feelings and consideration. Cordially, Deputy Jorge Rodriguez, President of the National Assembly. And here is the signature of the Presidency of the Republic. Next, January 10, President Maduro will be sworn in. As the Article 231 of our Constitution establishes, the candidate elected will assume the position of President of the Republic on January 10 of the first year of its constitutional period and sworn in ahead of the National Assembly. So we have sent the letter, which was received in the Presidency of the Republic. Any questions? For Venezuela News, Fabiana Marquez, you were talking about the elaboration of a new law of defense of the national sovereignty and self-determination. I would like to know about the main proposals for the building of this law, and also to know about, getting out of topic, your opinion about the report on the mission of determination of facts, taking into account that this delegation had never visited Venezuela and had supported political propaganda of extremist sectors of the opposition. I'm not going to talk about these clowns. The conversation is very good to introduce this topic, talking about these mercenaries that are not respected in the whole planet. This is all a lie. They don't have a mission, and in the United Nations, they are disregarded. They are liars, mercenaries. But about what you were mentioning regarding the law, a little bit so that you understand the legal procedure when building a law. First, the law comes out of the Constitution. Constitution is the one that rules the legislative development based in the necessities that can allow the development of this concept. Then we may have an initiative of citizens, deputies, in this case is of the committee that was developing this broad dialogue commission, and above all, for the development of Article 130 of our Constitution. This law especially to avoid the use of political participation and political movement and non-governmental organizations for conspiracy, violence, and death. It is not possible that every time that elections are carried out in Venezuela, political groups say something and call people to take the streets, and the citizens are the ones suffering dead, and while they're resting in bed in an embassy, while they're happy in Madrid right now, or under the bed in an embassy. this cannot happen again. And when we start working in a specific law, the first thing you have to do is analyze the objective of this law. And right now it's just a proposal. An important process of consultation is still necessary so that parties in society can assert that certain element is necessary to be incorporated in the law. But to answer to your question, if there is a proposal, it is to protect the exercise of political sovereignty and avoid foreign intervention and organizations for defense of political law and residents that carry out political activity and the participation and defense of foreign citizens that under the finance of these organizations can attempt against stability and the functioning of organizations of the Republic. It cannot be possible that a murderer comes out, a terrorist, a mercenary, to say, I'm gonna get money to go to Venezuela to kill the president, to kill the ministers, to kill the vice president, to kill somebody. This cannot happen. Let's imagine that this happens in the United States of America, that in Kazakhstan someone gather money to go to the United States and murder a specific political personality. What could happen? Then this is a law mainly to protect peace. We have an election, and the winner won, and the loser has lost, and life continues as it happened after elections on July 28 of 2024. Because in the end, they have, they are the ones that are part of the people and inciting violence. Who is to blame for the crimes committed against the people? This person is here there in Madrid, happy, enjoying life for his prosperous life, and the other one is hidden in an embassy. And the families of these Venezuelans who were murdered, what about them? We are addressing two laws that are severe regarding the respect and defense of the peaceful life of Venezuela. Because if you have an economic activity and after this economic activity you don't go well, then you can go out the door of your store and declare, well, let's kill and generate violence because I didn't do well. Well, this is what a sector of the extreme right of Venezuela have been doing, that has implemented fascist practices. And then every time they lose an election, society has to pay, and because of their violence, this is over. If you want to carry out war, go to your war, but don't generate war in Venezuela if you want to. And the state is going to respond correctly to this activity. But if you inscribe in an election, don't respect the electoral authorities and the Supreme Court of Justice and the National Assembly for the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, the only thing that you respect is violence and death. We're going strong to legislate to avoid these practices to continue. Well, during this afternoon, since the morning, we have attended what is happening. But one of the proposals that came out of the HOP directive of this party is that they came to the National Assembly to place in this political dialogue board that any politician expelled from any kind of organization can participate in another political party due to the causes that generated this expulsion. I would like to know your opinion about this. And Enrique Marquez and Gary also said that they're going to comply the sentence of the Supreme Court of Justice, even though they don't recognize this. Similar to what happened with Edmundo Gonzalez. What do you think about it? Well, about the issues related to political parties, we don't interfere there due to our point of view of legislative power. And the only political power recognized by the Constitution and laws of the Republic is the political power that was appointed for the elections, presidential elections of July the 28th, with its representative for the National Electoral Council, which is Deputy Jose Brito, and the national authorities. Regarding the other topic, although we don't interfere, the worst of these people are the ones talking about, for example, Julio Borges. Because when a mercenary called Orlando Bolaño publishes something, is Julio Borges the one behind this? Because Orlando Bolaño and Augusto, Armando Hernandez, I don't know the exact name, all of them, it's Julio Borges the one speaking behind them. It's the money of Venezuelans stolen by Julio Borges, and then he orders people to publish that Tomás Bonifa was gathering in an apartment with Jose Brito. Did you see that? That's Julio Borges. Then we have to see what Tomás Bonifa answered to him, because they are talking about this right now. Do you know what Bonifa said to Borges? You are trash. Thank you. We were listening to statements.
We were live to Caracas, Venezuela, where the President of the National Assembly, Jorge Rodriguez, offered statements during a meeting of the Special Commission for the Analysis of Electoral Laws. In his remarks, Rodriguez informed on the extension of consultations for the electoral laws of the country and assured Venezuela's legislation is adapting to new times and the population will always be informed about the hard work of lawmakers in the country and their agenda.